Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Backcast, where I'm up here talk with Bragon Caddy to talk about Batman, the animated series. And this week's episode is Sins of the Father. And no, we're not talking about Spider-Man, the animated series. This is Batman. How you doing today, sir?
I have such a headache from the continuity being all over the place in this new series. Yeah. Why would they not start this off as the first episode is my question, but whatever. That's for powers higher than myself to decide.
Was yeah, Robin was in the first episode, right?
Yeah, I was in the last one.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, if I yeah, because like they did the fucking similar thing to fucking Firefly, and part of the reason why it fucking kind of tanked is they started airing it on the second episode.
Yeah, I'll never understand who's the executives
Yeah.
that decide these things and what their rationale is.
Yeah. Like, because obviously, like if they, because for anybody who knows Firefly, and if you listen to the show, you're probably somewhat familiar with Fox and probably nerdy enough to at least be aware of the show. That it was like the show that Nathan Fillion was on, where he was like the space cowboy, basically, or space cowboy pirate. And the first episode is like a two-parter. It's very nice. That sets up everything, sets up like the war that was in between like the that they keep on referencing, and like the independence and the whatever the fucking government was called, or whatever the fuck. And then they do whatever the fuck happens, and they pick up River and the doctor and whatnot and everything. And then they just started with the second episode with like the train job, and like everyone knows everybody, and like, what the fuck is going on right here? Like, the second episode is a good episode, but just be like fucking thrown into it and be like, what the fuck? And then they expect everyone to, and then they kept on like moving and like changing like the what day it was airing and like the time and stuff. So so they were like kind of hampered from the start, and kind of like I don't even think they aired like all the episodes before they like yanked it, because I think the last like two or three episodes didn't air. But yeah, and also speaking of why it's also on my mind, at Imagine last week, they were showing Serenity,
Nice.
so I wanted to go see that, because I wasn't aware of the show until after Serenity like came and went into the theater, and then like the one website I used to go to like was showing like clips from like the movie and then the show, and I was like, what the fuck is this show? Like, what is this from? And looked it up, and then Frank, then I no, I think I saw the somehow saw the movie first, because I think it popped up and within the same time, and I was watching the movie, and then I was like, I feel like I'm missing something, and then looked it up and saw that there was the show, and then watched it, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense, and the show was pretty good. And just like with everyone else, I like that knows on that show, I wish it made made it to more than one season, but what can you do? But as I said, this week's episode is Sins of the Father. It is the second episode produced, and also the second episode to air. But even though, this is like the origin story of the, so I guess for in the show's continuity, it's the second Robin, because I guess we're kind of skipping over the Jason Todd of it all. Just
Imagine why.
yeah, just so they don't have to explain why he's not Robin anymore, or where he is right now.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't think he came back until Tim was well established as the third Robin.
Mid 2000s last
Yeah,
I
yeah,
checked. Yeah.
yeah. And I think Tim came in, what was it, like, what, 1989, I think,
Oh, something like that. Yeah. I
or
think
something like
Tim
that.
was the Robin in Nightfall, so
Yeah, what was he?
I think so.
Okay,
Because I think Nightwing was in that.
well, yeah, if Nightwing's in it, then there's two in it. Yeah, so they still could have been Jason still, but I guess no, I guess he would have been dead. Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because that's how time works. And episode was directed by Kurt Geda, Geda, Geda. Or,
Get it right.
yeah, I'm hoping I'm getting it right. And written by Rich Fogel, and it was aired September 20th, 1997. So, do you remember what you're doing September 20th, 1997?
It sounds roughly around the time I would have started like grade one, give or take.
Like grade grade one. Please tell me you're fucking with me right now.
I can't remember if I was 8 or 7 in grade one. I honestly don't remember, dude.
Hmm. I was in high school.
You're still in the denial phase of our age gap.
I'm not old, right? Tell me I'm not old.
You're as young as you feel.
uh, that means I'm older than my age
Oh,
then. Fuck. No, I was kidding. I'm fucked either way.
it's 2025. We all are.
Hey, but at least we're not American, even though we're freaking
Oh,
next door.
gosh.
But we're doing slightly better, I think.
No, we just get the aftershocks of the disasters.
Yeah. So let's remember everybody, whoever has like the finger on the button, like we're not United States. We're not fucking with you guys, so to leave us out of it.
Yeah. Can I add one final note to that? Screw Dean Kane.
What a fucking knob.
Did you see the promotional video of him doing the obstacle course?
Just like the whatever, like that where my mouse happened to scroll over because I wasn't going to fucking click on that. And even that he watched his shit, I'm not going to fucking watch anything. But yeah, I saw how fucking bad it was. Yeah.
I'm in better shape than Dean Kane.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. So I could probably do better. Yeah, and I am famously not in shape and have a fucking that famously bad back because of like, and it's not tall guy bad back. I only wish I had tall guy bad back. Is I have actually legitimate bad back, and I could probably do that obstacle course better. I think.
I've got chiropractic skills I can save your back with if you give me the time.
Oh, I wish that that were the case. Yeah.
So yeah, this episode is the origin story of Tim Drake, and yeah, as you mentioned, Tim Drake is normally the third Robin, at least by comic book history. But they decided to skip completely over Jason Todd and amalgamate characteristics of him into this Tim Drake.
Which, yeah, which one was it? That was it. Jason or Tim that was like stealing, like yeah, that Batman caught like trying to steal the wheels off the Batmobile or whatever.
That was Jason.
It was okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't. And is it Tim that Raish also calls detective, or was that Jason
Yep.
as well before? Okay, okay. I couldn't remember if it was both the same one that or yeah, because yeah, because I don't think I've read a whole lot of stuff that has had like a Robin in it, or if I did, I've always just assumed it's been the same one. So I say, and it's been a while since I've read Batman stuff, so just trying to keep my Robins straight in my head is
I mean,
along with
by Damien, we're at what, like our seventh? Like,
yeah, like the fifth.
oh yeah, I guess I'm counting Carrie Kelly and
Oh yeah. If Carrie Kelly, I guess is she, yeah. So she'd be
I think Stephanie Brown was a Robin
yeah,
too. Or are you counting her
yeah,
too?
yeah. I was counting her, and I
Okay.
I forgot about Kelly. Yeah, so yeah, so I was trying to see where if it would be Kelly or Damien, that would be the fifth. But I guess Kelly was, yeah, she was Batman Returns. So
There has been a plethora of
yeah,
boy wonders or girl wonders.
yeah, or our Robins, as it were, yes.
Yeah.
And excluding like Elseworld or like or other Earths even just Earth Prime or like or whatever, yeah, whichever Earth this is, the main Earth. There's too
I
many
love how
Robins.
like James Gunn right now has already like started with multiverse stuff and like he's only had really one movie. It's like, dude, you are like really jumping out the gate like
Oh
fast.
that's kind of how he's going to bring Peacemaker into it, right? Because like the first season is not continuity, but the second season is. So
Yes.
that's yeah. So I think that yeah, how he bridged that in the first episode or whatever. I guess I guess he kind of had to already have the multiverse established.
Hmm.
Or at least or at least like hint at it so that makes sense. So can't that's like pulling Marvel like after all these years and be like, see, it's all makes sense. actually have a plan plan to start off with. But yeah, but of course, though, too, we all knows that plans can change. So, but at least yeah, the guy got that out of the way. So that
At WB quite frequently too.
yeah.
But yeah, so this episode starts off with a young guy, Tim Drake, who's going through the streets, and some guy's chasing him and gets him into a back alley. And I was
Wasn't it
confused.
wasn't it a cop chasing him? I
Oh yeah,
think
maybe it was a cop.
like an old man cop. I
Yeah,
was thinking it. So I was thinking, man, if this cop continues to chase him, he's gonna have a fucking heart attack. That's like old man cop he was.
yeah.
Remind me of oh fuck the old on the older Law and Orders with like the fucking one with like the mustache or whatever, the white hair and the mustache. Or
A
what the
cop with
fuck?
a mustache? You don't
Yeah, well, yeah,
say.
like, yeah, but they, yeah, but like but it was like that one of the is one of those guys that was like famously mustachioed or whatever. But the his name is escaping me.
You
But
mean
like,
Tom Selleck?
no, I would have known. Like he has no, he's like a white hair guy. He's like, oh, and his name
Now
is
you're looking that
escaping
up.
me. Yeah, I'm going to. So you continue.
Well, I was a little confused watching this because, like, yeah, as you mentioned, like this cop is chasing him up like a fire escape, and I was
Dennis
like,
Farina.
I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah, you probably be like, you like it's oh yeah, it's that guy. He's one
Okay,
of those that guy guys. Yeah, it's clicked on the
gotcha.
wrong thing. It's clicked on the wrong thing. Shit.
So Tim whips out a batarang, and the first thing I'm thinking of is, wait, is he already Robin at this point? And I wouldn't blame anybody else for kind of jumping to that
Yeah,
conclusion.
I think I was kind of thinking that too. Yeah, if he was or not, or if he was just, or if he pulled a Flash in BVS or whatever.
Yeah. And so he whips a batarang and manages to use it to evade the cop. And I think that was it that he got back to the apartment where these guys were waiting for him, these goons.
Yeah, like I think as he was a guy that got away from the from old man cop, getting him tied up in the clothesline or whatever. They
That was it.
you see the two goons walking up like in the hallway or whatever, and then they kind of knock on the door and say blah blah blah. What they use his dad's nickname for which one
Shifty
like
Drake.
yeah, Shifty Drake or whatever. Like it's we're looking for you or whatever, and they knock on the door and they knock it, and nobody answers, so they pull the guns and knock the door down, and like they're like, oh yeah, this place is worse than my kid's room,
It
and
looks
then
worse
as
than Bullock's
yeah,
apartment.
yeah. And yeah, and then as they're doing that is when you see like the window opening from the outside and like Tim climbing in, and he's it's like, oh, what the fuck, and they grab him by the scuff and they're like, hey, where's your dad, kid? And he's like, I don't know, he took off a while ago, and they're like, yeah, right. And then they like I think that's where they does he use the donut defense with these two guys as well? I think he squirts one in the eyes and then it just hits the
Yeah,
other
he
one in the
like
butt.
used it to like blind him.
Yeah, and then these guys like immediately turn to fucking gun violence,
Yeah.
which as Gotham is in the States, it kind of makes sense. But
Yeah.
but yeah, but I mean, even for this, I was like that. I think that was a little too a little too fast of a thing to go from like, hey kid, tell us where your dad is to let's fucking shoot this kid because fuck him because donuts are evil or I guess they're both on a diet.
Maybe. What one thing that we also should mention is when they're getting into the apartment, there's like a collage of like newspaper clippings of like Batman, and
Oh
so
yeah,
like it,
I think as like right before the window opens, yeah, I think the one of them clocks in. He's like weird, which even if you're in Gotham and being aware of Batman, I think that would be a little weird. Yeah,
Mhm.
very having a wall of Batman like stuff like sort of thing, like a Batman collage, I guess on the wall.
So when Tim tries to run away from these guys, he's about to escape, and then bumps right into Two Face. So the redesign of Two-Face is actually not that much. I mean, some of his features are just kind of like more tucked in compared to his original design. But did you like this new look?
Uh, yeah, I didn't couldn't know. I knew it looked a bit different, but I couldn't quite place what it was. But yeah, but it didn't change too much. That I liked it because I did uh, like the original design in the first few seasons.
Hmm.
But I think probably because that yeah, that definitely would have been my first introduction to Two Face because I think Batman Forever came out after the show after I would have seen the show. So I definitely wouldn't have had the worst version in my head before before seeing this. So no offense to Tommy Lee Jones, but or not Tommy Lee Jones. Fuck.
No, it is Tommy
Wait,
Lee
wait.
Jones.
No, oh yeah, I was just thinking. I thought I might at least I thought I saw it said Tom Jones. So I was like, no wait. Now I'm thinking of Tom
It's not
Jones.
unusual to get acid in your face.
No, out.
That was good. I thought you were going for Tommy Lee, but that's even better.
I don't think I have an audible impression of Tom Lee. It's just either like playing the drums or like motioning that I have a big cock or something.
Oh gosh.
So either way, both is into like
I
it
never
doesn't.
needed to know that, Adam.
No, it's that's like because that's what people say like the one of like the three things of like every time people bring up Tommy Lee is that
Not
he's
me.
that he's a drummer that he fucking fucked Pam Anderson and he has a big dong.
So in the comics, Tim Drake, I think that Two-Face played a little bit of a part in his origin, but like not this active. Actually, one of the things that's kind of an amalgamation is like in the Jason Todd origin story. Jason, like you said, like he grew up on the streets. He tried to like grab the wheels off the Batmobile. Tim Drake actually, I think, grew up kind of middle class and was present during the night that the Graysons died at Haley Circus. And I think that he was able to kind of determine through his own like uh, detective work that Batman was Bruce Wayne, or maybe it was Robin was Dick Grayson, and by
yeah, so,
association.
yeah, sort of thing. Yeah, because I think is yeah. I noticed they did a similar move as
That's what it
yeah,
was.
like because that they used at the night of the deaths of Dick's parents or whatever.
Hmm.
So I think is what it was, sort of
Yeah.
thing. I want to say. And then
So,
he was able to piece it together. Then, as I said, mentioned earlier, because actually, kind of, yeah, because I think that's one of the things that people kind of forget about Batman is because they obviously it kind of ties in with the prep time stuff that he is like the world's greatest detective. I think
mhm.
sort of things and because as I said because of that Ra's al Ghul calls him detective as a sign of respect for sort of thing and I think and he's one of the few people he's called that and then because of Tim's shown that he's actually like as good or I think and possibly better at one point detective than Batman, maybe. I
Could
think,
be.
or am I just assuming I remember that, or that could have been the case, or at least almost as good or as good as Batman, because Ra's al Ghul has also started referring to him as a detective as well, because as a term shows respect sort of thing.
Yeah. So Tim is brought in by Two-Face and his goons to the docks, where he's like, I guess that Tim's dad, Shifty Drake, was working for Two-Face, and Two-Face is like, "Where's your dad?" He's like, "Ah." And so he like Two-Face actually starts smacking the kid. Uh,
Because he has like his black and white gloves in his hand and frame yeah gives him a smack with those because obviously they probably didn't want to show him Two Face give him like a backhand so I guess
yeah,
the next best thing I guess but still actually smacking him.
yeah. Again, the sensors here are like much looser than before. And remind you guys, We got a lot away with a lot with the original Utah, so yeah.
But I guess yeah, at least they didn't go like the full Frank Miller route and made him eat a rat as well.
Oh my gosh.
But, but I think that'll be the only time I'll bring up Frank Miller because he's a bit of a. Actually, yeah, the other thing I think it was it last year or the year before that Frank Miller was at Fan Expo last? Remember?
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
I think
recall.
yeah, I think it was been I think it was like 2 years ago, and like I had gotten a room at the Royal York. That's across from Union Station in Toronto for people that don't know Toronto, or
Mhm.
during Fan Expo weekend, and Frank Miller was at whichever year this was. Frank Miller was also at Fan Expo, so I got to the hotel and I was had left to in the morning to go do something, and then it came like right back, and as I was leaving, I was like, I think I just saw Frank Miller like go into the elevators. And then like I came back and I saw him saying there that was him. And then like the next morning when we went to go like get breakfast, he was like sitting in like one of the chairs like the chairs that are like set out in like the lobby. And then like there's a group of people and like at like one of the poles and like this and then where the chairs were. So I noticed I went to go walk around there so I could just gather around the people. And because he's Frank Miller and obviously is like a public figure and probably just has used to people coming up and talking to him and stuff. He like as soon as I started walking that way and it was in his peripheral vision, he just like kind of looked up and looked up to me to be like, "Who the fuck's this guy?" And I was like, "Don't worry, dude. I'm not." Even if I did come up to like approach like celebrities like in public, I wouldn't come fucking talk to you. So don't worry. I'm just walking by. I obviously saw that he had the oh fuck, this guy's coming to give me like look and pop up, and I'm like, nope, just walk by. And then he's like, walk by.
Yeah, that's cool though. Yeah, I didn't know that. So yeah, so he's like wanting to know if Shifty Drake left his son anything, and Tim's like, "I'm not afraid of you," to Two Face, and like he's actually like being serious. Like he's not afraid of him. He's got like a bit of a mouth on the kid with when it comes to Two Face.
This kid's got some spunk. He's going places.
Yeah, I mean, he's going in the river, but he's going places.
Where are those cement shoes at?
Yeah. Well, as it so happens, Two Face is he manages to get a note out of Tim. I think it like falls out of his pocket or something, and it says Timmy on it. And so he is like reads it out loud, and it's like Timmy, I have to leave town, but look out for this for me. And out falls yeah, that's exactly where my mind was going. I was like, Musters is joke.
I know.
Musters is joke.
I was trying, but that I could not say it.
I know. We're only human people. Yeah, but out falls this key, and I remind you guys, they're on the dock, so it would have been funny if that key fell right between the cracks of the boards.
Yeah, it does that. Everyone's like, oh, they see their shoulders all drop, and then credits, like the episode's over. Like 12, like what the fuck? It's like a 5 minute episode.
Yeah.
What the shit is this?
So, yeah, Two Face knows he grabs the key, and he's like, that two timing, two bit son of a two faced, two pun, and he says, "All right, like we got what we need." And the thugs are like, "What do you want to do with the kid?" And so Two Face, of course, flips his coin, and he gets the scarred side up, and he says, "Kill him." And they're like, "Okay." And Tim's like, "Wait, no, what?" And all of a sudden, that's when Batman swings in to rescue the kid, and a fight ensues.
I think they pull their guns on Tim, and then and then you just see like two batarangs come out and hit them both, and he swings in and fucking kicks some ass or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tim actually has like some good like street smarts because he's able to kind of like flip his arms under his legs
Yeah.
and use like I forget what he used. It was something sharp to just kind of
I think it
cut
like
the rope off.
looked like hedge clippers almost.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Which I'm not sure why were there on the docks for because there's no hedges to be clipped.
Yeah, might have been bolt cutters.
or but they were like they was like the wooden handles and had like the thing, so it was not as it looked more hedge clipper than
Yeah,
to me at least. So I don't know. They could have been something else, but that's what it looked like at least. Yeah,
yeah. It was kind of a weird placement
uh,
for either way.
yeah. But either way, yeah, it works. Yeah, so yeah, he was able to do that and like cut himself loose
Yep.
as Batman's taking care of business.
And then the thugs grab a crane, like the end of it, and there's like a big metal hook on it, and they just chuck it at Batman, and it like smacks him right in the abdomen. And like he broke like six ribs getting hit by that thing.
Yeah, because I imagine those the hooks on those cranes probably have some half to them. I imagine.
Yeah. So the thugs, man, there's these like barrels. I'm assuming it was gasoline, because when they spill over, they start shooting at Batman and Tim, and then all of a sudden it starts to ignite. So like there's an explosion, and Tim and Batman just narrowly like manage to avoid like the biggest part of the explosion. They get knocked off and into the water. And Tim's like, "Well, that was a close one." And then at first I thought like Batman, like his costume was just like floating there, but
Yeah,
then as
yeah,
it turns out,
it was actually
you thought it too?
yeah, yeah, he grabs it and it actually turns out to be him instead. Yeah, so I was like, oh, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna have to pull Riggs and Lethal Weapon 2 and actually start diving for him, and he's gonna be dead or something in the water.
Yeah.
But
And you're just like, ah,
he's like, yeah, for the next like couple minutes, he's just like,
yeah. He's got
oh.
brain matter like leaking through his nose, like. Yeah, and so the goons are just like, "Holy smoking Joe!" and like they're
Yeah,
looking around,
yeah,
and
they're looking over the edge and like Tim's like holding on just underneath and just like barely out of view or whatever, and he's like, we're sitting ducks here, we can't really won't be able to sit here for long, and
Mhm.
then he comes to enough, he goes into his bat belt or whatever, and calls for like is it a like a submersible bat boat, or is it like bat submarine, do you think?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess the bat, yeah, so I'm going bat boat that is some semi
It's the
submersible.
Aquabat.
Yeah, I guess isn't that like a comedy troupe or something, or the Aquabats, isn't that or something, or
That's just fringe enough that I could believe that's
yeah, no,
actually.
yeah, I think it's either Rivers and or Kyle Clark of the Goods, or This Is Red has talked about them, I think, to
Ah,
some extent.
Rock Band.
There you go. But yeah, because they were just vague about how they saw them. That it could have been like a comedy troupe or a band, so I wasn't sure of which one it was. But rock
Fair.
band, okay, there you go.
Huh, that's
That's
funny.
good.
Well,
That's good to know how to actually say. And then now that I know that, I can actually look up their stuff and see what they sound like, and actually have a better idea what they're talking about now.
there you go. Yeah, so Batman manages to activate the Aquabat, and he gets Tim helps him like kind of like hauled in, and as that's happening is just when like the thugs notice the boat, submarine, whatever you want to call it, just at the side of the dock, and they close the like covering just as the bullets are starting to fire. And Tim's just pressing buttons like random, and he's just like we're sitting ducks, like we can't be doing like they're gonna
He's like,
get killed here.
I don't know how to fucking drive this thing. I'm a kid. Look at
Yeah,
me. I'm
and
precocious,
so
but not. I'm precocious, but I don't know how to fucking drive a boat submarine thing.
so Batman just like is just conscious enough to just say the words autopilot home, and then passes back out, and all of a sudden the thing like just takes off, and like Two-Face and the goons are just like nuts, and so they head back way to continue with whatever crime they're doing. So we see Tim kind of like thinking that the thing is going to crash into like a side of a cliff, and all of a sudden it goes through like a secret passage, and that's when he realizes he's in the Bat Cave, or at the bottom of the Bat Cave, because I guess there's like a little like lagoon at the bottom of it. And so he's like, wow, this is cool. And Alfred is just, like coming down to, greet Master Bruce. And he's just like, yes, sir, I'm here. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't have any stowaways. Oh, shit.
It's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. And all of a sudden, he's just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it. But like, maybe you expect they can bring home a girl every so often, but I definitely Alfred wouldn't be suspecting like a kid in there. How old do you think Tim is in this? Like what?
I'm
12
going to
to
go
14?
at 12.
Yeah, 12 to 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and the kid, he's just sitting there, he just like waving. He's like, "Hey," and didn't even say hi. He just starts sitting there, like starts waving at him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Huh."
Yeah. Master Bruce, you finally came home with a child. I can finally be a grandpa. Yes.
Not like those other two fucking kids who don't know.
Not like those rejects.
Yeah, third time's a charm. Then as Alfred is like kind of tending to Batman, you see Tim in the background, like on the edge of the cliff, and he's like, "Oh, the Batcave," or he's like, "I always dreamed of being here." And and that made me think. Do you think he just assumed Batman had some sort of like home base, or do you think there's like known that there's a Batcave?
I don't think we're ever going to find an official answer to this. I mean, I think like with like urban legends and stuff, I think
Yeah. Do you think there'd be an urban legend of like he has like a bat cave, or is just or you just think he like has like a home base for all his shit or whatever, and it's not like
I would think there's an urban legend of it, because like a lot of them wonder if he's even human, right? Like they don't know like if he's got powers. So
and, that I bet he even fucking hangs upside down in a cave too.
yeah,
And that's probably something like that instead, and not like as built up and like cool with all his cool shit in there and stuff or whatever. And it's probably where it's like he just sit there and rejuvenates and that's where he gets his sexual powers.
oh my
by
God.
hanging out like the Simpsons thing or whatever, like where like hey,
No, I got the reference. It was just he's just sitting there with a shower curtain over him.
hanging upside down with instead of like his wings wrapped around him, it's just a shower curtain wrapped around him.
By the way, I figured I thought like Tim was like just like standing on the edge of that cliff. Alfred was just gonna go, yes, take a good look. By the way, did you notice there's buried treasure there? Just pushes him right off.
It's like yeah. Only the three of us know you're here right now, kid.
No one will know.
And then only two of us will know that there is an actual Batcave.
Yeah. Well, even like he says like at a certain point put Tim starts like fiddling around with like the gadgets, and like he picks up Batman's like exploding like gas balls.
He's like throwing it up, and he turns around. And he's like, hey, he's like, not the explosives or something like that.
Master Timothy, please let go of Batman's balls.
I know, he calls him like he knows his name already. So I guess in between like as he's unloading Batman from the Bat boat, I guess they use like hi. I guess he said like, hey, I guess I'm Tim. I guess
Yeah.
because obviously Batman's not in the state of mind to introduce the kid because like once they show in the next scene that he like kind of like comes to whatever, and he's just like, and he's like, oh, Master Bruce, and he's like, oh, the kid, and he's like, yeah, he's here too.
Yeah.
Still. Like what the
You
fuck,
got
man?
some splaining to do.
Did you not learn fucking last time? Like what the fuck? What does Joker have to kidnap the kid and kill him before you stop doing this?
I mean, something like that.
I said not to talk about that one.
Yeah, so as Tim was like looking around, he sees the old Robin costume. And I mean, when I say old, I mean a costume that we've never seen before, because I'm assuming this was like Dick Grayson's first costume, just sitting in a case, and which
It's,
is conveniently his size.
yeah, the suit that Dick didn't wasn't able to unlock doing all the side quests.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so
He didn't collect all the freaking the Joker, not the Joker, the Riddler trophy. So he's
oh my gosh.
so it's for the next one.
I think stupid
Yeah,
freaking Riddler
like
trophy.
yeah, it was it was like kind of a good idea, but like probably just not implemented the
We
best
didn't
way.
need over 200 in the last game.
Yeah, that was way too much. Yeah.
At a certain point, I'm just like, I'm just going on YouTube to watch like Batman beat the shit out of the Riddler. Like,
this this is too many trophies. Bam.
yeah. So as Tim's like looking over the Robin suit, he's just like, whatever happened to him? And we won't know on this podcast, at least, for months. I thought it was like relatively close by this episode, but I was wrong. I think we're going to have it closer to Christmas before the time we actually find out what actually happened to Dick Grayson.
What happened to Dick?
Yeah.
Tonight on Discovery ID. Where's my Dick?
Yeah, so so Batman's
what'd you
like,
do to Dick?
wouldn't you like to know? So Batman
What
is
does that mean, mommy?
ask your father.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm a dumb kid. I don't know anything.
That's okay. You're good enough for fighting crime, apparently.
Yeah. I don't know what that voice is. I don't know.
So yeah, Batman's setting up, and he's just like, oh, that stupid kid, like finding out my secret, and he says to Alfred, like, just keep an eye on him. He's like, of course I will. Shit, where'd he go? All of a sudden, you realize that Tim has like run up the stairs leading up to Wayne Manor.
Yeah, because I imagine it wouldn't be, I would imagine because as probably nobody or very few people know the Batcave because I think like Bane was it Raja Ghul and Bane or was it just Ra's that showed up in the because they Ra's showed up there once and then they did Bane come to the Batcave or no or am I
Are you
mixing
talking about
up?
the comics or in this show?
In the show?
Oh, just Ra's al Ghul.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, because other than the race, yeah, like nobody else knows about the cave. So I imagine at the top of their stairs, you probably wouldn't have like a keypad or a lock going into Wayne Manor. So so the kid, so he's able just to be able to go in and see. So you see him walking around and stuff, and then he sees all like his parents like portrait and like Thomas Wayne. This and that or sort of, and I imagine if he's like a 12-year-old kid, he probably doesn't know yet of like the shit that's going around in town, so he probably wouldn't know of the Waynes that yet. Like maybe like might have heard like one or two stories like in passing of like the Waynes being shot or something maybe in passing, but probably wouldn't necessarily know who they were until he saw Bruce Wayne, until you see sees like a picture of Bruce and he's like, oh, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and then there's like all these plaques with the name Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, Bruce Wayne.
Then he's like, oh, Bruce Wayne, and then he just kind of looks up in the corner and you see Batgirl show up. He's like, oh, you should have seen that, and then cuts to black.
Okay, so again, this is where the continuity is really starting to piss me off because if you guys remember, Barbara has yet to have found out, at least presumably, that Bruce Wayne is Batman. She will in that Robin episode, but that's a mostly flashback episode. So again, we are just rolling with it. Like, oh yeah, she knows he's Batman. Like just for the sake of the thing. But it's just like, why did you decide to just make this stupid? Bruce Timm and Chris Nolan clearly have this thing for non-linear timelines.
or I think more Bruce seems is probably just not looking ahead and be like, how we're going to explain this later until they got to that point and be like, ah, fuck.
Eh,
Yeah.
everybody
uh,
knows.
fucking the kids are not really paying attention to the story anyway.
Did you know that apparently Zack Snyder was saying something like everybody knows in the DCEU that Bruce Wayne is Batman? And I'm like, that is the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard.
Like, like he just like he's like now he's just going away to say that just to show they knows shit about these fucking characters.
No kidding. Yeah, because I'm like, why? Well, that was the other thing. I'm like, they made it sound like, and then all of a sudden, like Arthur Curry is just like casually saying, like, so you dress up like a bat, like kind of in like public with Bruce Wayne, and I think that was his retcon. Everybody knows that he's Batman. Well, then why would he still be Bruce Wayne?
No, because I in that part I always talk about that like I yeah there was like a little bit in between because I was there was a cut from when he just showed up to that point, so he kind of was said like, "Hey, I'm Batman. This is what we're doing," sort of thing.
Yeah,
Like in the intern, and so that's how he said like, so he just dresses as bad. So that's how I read it, but
yeah.
fucking
Snyder, yeah. Well,
anyway.
why, bro? So
Yeah,
why
no,
Snyder Bros?
no,
Why?
that's
Why
not.
do you want
No,
this?
that's I. Let's just not talk about fucking Snyder shit.
Yeah, so
'Cause it's just gonna
Batgirl
make me fucking
hauls
angry.
yeah. Batgirl hauls Tim Drake down to the Batcave and he's just kind of like I wasn't gonna steal anything and out falls out like jewelry and cash and
Yeah,
right at
yeah.
Batman's feet and he's just
He's
like,
like,
huh,
yeah,
did you
and
take the pearls? No, let Catwoman take those. What? Nothing. And
yeah, yeah. I'm not sure if I like the the Batgirl like costume redesign, like black and with the yellow boots and gloves.
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I think
but
that there is too much black, but I like the overall design. But yeah, it's a little
but
bit too heavy on the black.
but I think my thing is I think it's a little bit dark too dark and I'm not a huge fan of yellow myself. So like so it being like knee high like boots and like elbow gloves, it's a
Hmm.
bit too much. It's a bit too much yellow for my liking.
Does that make you a Green Lantern?
Like, well, it doesn't like hurt me or anything. Just not a fan.
You
So.
have an aversion to it.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily go that far.
You're like seriously considering this now.
No, it's like, no, I don't think it's acknowledge that. I was like, just because out of the ring, I'm like, I'm like, am I a Green Lantern? I'm like, nah. Yeah, the yellow doesn't affect me that much to make for it to be make me want as much as I want it to be.
Remember, if you're a Green Lantern, that technically makes you a cop.
Uh,
Yeah, now you're
uh,
now you're
uh,
reconsidering the whole
uh,
position.
Gabs?
So
No,
yeah,
all glabs.
all glabs.
Yeah, all globs are bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So as Batman's like talking to Tim, he's just kind of like your Two-Face was after your father, like why does he want him? And Tim's just kind of like I don't know, like I haven't seen my dad in a while.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, if I knew, I'd tell you, sort of thing. So so he actually doesn't know why. At one point I may have been in this. Like I think he it comes out that he kind of knows that his dad's up to some level of no good,
Hmm.
but not quite to the point of assuming it was as bad to have to get like Two Face on his tail sort of thing. So he doesn't legitimately doesn't know you know what his dad did or why Two Face would have been after him. And I think and then he says like, hey, only thing I have is this this note or whatever. And because like Two Face had already taken the key, yeah, they sees the note, and like I think Batgirl was like, "Hey, there's an impression
Hmm.
on this paper. Do you recognize it? And it and in the impression it shows that there isn't like any like it doesn't say like the Gotham airport, or it doesn't have like the or whatever the code is, like whatever on it says. So I can see it because of the Batman, like study it prep time and all that shit. Like he probably like has everything. So I can kind of like it's a stretch, but like I can see why he would know. But because the impression doesn't show that there's anything written on it, how would
Of
Two
course,
Face?
the airport.
Yeah. So like yeah, so it was a little too fast, but yeah, say but how would Two Face know it was like an airport key then?
That's a very good point. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
It would be my thing really because I so because I said that because if it had like like some sort of rating on it like the one impression like yeah they would have built but yeah Batman would build put it that fast and then like but yeah, I was just wondering how so unless Two Face like has been like hey I happen to rent out the locker right beside this for the similar reasons to hide stuff at the airport so no one else would know to find it there sort of thing.
Well,
It
knowing
was
Two Face, he would have two storage places.
yeah, and it just happened to be like one on like each side of that one. He's like, why is this one always fucking rented out? What the fuck? And it just happens to be the thing he's looking for.
Yeah. Staring me right in the face. Well, half of my face.
Staring me right in my two face.
Yeah. Yeah, so Batman's like well we need to, like take care of the kid and he's like I can take care of myself and that's when he pulls out the batarang that he says I think he said he found at like a crime scene, which does kind of make it laughable that like yeah, like Batman just leaves these things lying around. Like he doesn't send Alfred to like go pick them up. Like
Well, even that, like I think it, like say probably similar to like the in BVS or whatever it was that where Barry found one. Like imagine because he's fucking willy nilly with them. So like so I
yeah.
imagine he probably does do some sort of cleanup, but he's like, he'd be like, fuck, how many did I throw? Was it 15 or 16? Fuck, they could be like one of those things. It could be like over the years. Like I imagine like there's probably got to be a couple like left about over the years.
Yeah.
So, as careful as Batman could be.
If only boomerangs came back.
The one that he had that Tim has actually like the couple of times that he like two or three four times he used it, they actually did.
Yeah, but most of the time they don't. Most of the
Yeah.
time they're just ninja stars. Yeah, and like Tim actually like says like I can take care of myself, and yeah, he pulls it out and he uses it to like like sever a couple stalactites off the roof of the Batcave, and Batman is just like unimpressed, but kind of impressed, and and so he's just
I
like
can't show the kid I'm impressed because that was kind of cool, but I can't show
yeah,
him.
my father can't love me, so I will show no love to this child. He can't love you because he's dead.
It's like, how can I kill myself and also teach this kid to be my like third Robin, but only my second because we're not going to tell him about the second one that died. We
Yeah.
won't talk about him.
So I think that they managed to was it Batman and Batgirl like start like heading towards like the airport? Oh no, they're looking on the computer for Tim's dad. And that's when he's like yeah, a John Doe turned up in the river.
Oh yeah,
And he looks a lot like Shifty Drake.
yeah, and the prince came back and they matched whatever to him. So then and then like when they were saying that, Tim comes up and he's like, "So my dad isn't coming back. He never comes back. He always leaves me here." And then he starts like fucking crying a little bit.
Yeah, and Batman has all the sensitivity you can expect in this scene because, like, Batgirl's like, "Well, we don't know," and Batman's just like, "Yes, he's dead." He's just completely blunt. He's just like,
Guess who's
"Life
dead?
sucks, kids. Sometimes
Dead
your parents
again."
wind up dead in an alley, or in this case, a river." So, Yeah,
But
they
you can't let this turn you to Batman because I'm Batman. It's my thing.
yeah. So he's like, well, like I guess that means like we'll have to sort this out later, and that's when Alfred says, "Excuse me, sir. There's something on television you should see." So it turns out that inside of this locker that Shifty Drake had like hidden away, there's like a deadly gas that, like Two-Face was going to use. And he's like, I want to hold the city ransom for, of course, $22 million by 2 in the morning. Like, oh, for the love of. And
Yeah, we get it, Two-Face. Come on.
yeah.
Let
And
me
so,
guess. Let me guess that too. Is it going to be Tuesday when this happens too?
yeah, on the second. Yeah. Damn it, I have to wait until 2002.
So yeah, and then with that, like after it turns off and stuff, it's like Tim, like they're like, hey, how we find out where he was, and like Tim says, like, hey, I followed my dad one night to find out, like he because he worked for Two-Face, and it was at the old blah 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 theater,
The Janus
so, like,
Theater.
the Janus, which I didn't know I catch that, but that makes sense. The Janus Theater.
I was just thought for a second, like obviously, like they're going for like the
Yeah.
Roman god Janus,
Yeah.
but I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, this would have been awesome if like somehow like Roman Sionis had like instead of founding like a pharmaceutical company of like Janus Corp, he just turned into a Broadway star.
No, I was just waiting for Sean Bean to show up.
I burned my parents to death. Now I traffic crystal meth.
But I was going somewhere, but I just totally lost what the point I was going.
Sean Bean.
Oh yeah, no. Before that, they get like that's so I guess that's how I guess Two-Face had a camera because I guess he can make the stretch that he's at a movie theater, so that there's camera like even though it's projector cameras are almost the same thing. But how is he broadcasting to all the channels from the movie theater?
You're the broadcast guy. You tell me.
That's exactly it. I was like, I don't fucking know. So like, so how the fuck that? Because I know that none of the fucking theaters downtown are connected to any of the cable distributors in town. So I don't know how that fucking works.
It's the only the only theater with a giant like TV antenna on top of it.
Like, well, there's some fucking Scotiabank theater that's kitty corner to fucking Much Music, and even then they're not connected. And I know because I work there, so
You do realize that, like, of the two of us, if either of us ever get doxxed, like, you're gonna be the easier one.
I've already said where I live and where I've worked and where I do work.
I know.
So.
That's my point.
I've already doxed myself. It's not like I'm going to be doxed. I've already doxed myself.
Do you want to be doxxed?
As I said, I've already doxed myself. I'm not on this podcast, but other podcasts too. On fragging off my shelf even. So, but of course I didn't re-listen to it, so it's also possible that she might have cut that out. But I know if I actually said it before at least.
Yeah. My address is 555 Fake Street.
I'm fairly certain I probably said we're like on this one or that one, like at what street it was, or at least or at least what the corner is. It's like right there. Where so, I don't care.
Yeah. No, it's funny. But yeah, no, that is funny. I'm like, well, yeah, how did he get like a camera in there? And like, how was it broadcasting?
Yeah. As I said, like being in the theater, it's kind of a stretch that there was a camera there, maybe. But like, but as I said, I was like, how is he? Unless he's pulling like the Wayne's World and has one of those fucking like that microwave trucks like in his head, like out back, and he's able to like take over the satellite or some shit or something like that, or and does little like Garth broadcasting logic at the end of Wayne's World to take over all the the airwaves in Gotham.
It's almost too easy.
Yeah. You think after the thing Joker did it that one time, they would have like tightened up the security on that sort of thing, but sorry, I guess not. But
anything,
yeah,
we want to publicize these crimes so it gets more tourism.
so I guess so the Joker and Two Face is done, and like who's the next one that's going to fucking take over the airwaves? Think it's
Oh, the
gonna
next
be
episode is Mr. Freeze. So
is I yeah, but I don't think he cares enough to put himself on TV to unless he was trying to get a hold of Batman, being like, "Hey, come meet me here so we can do our final battle where you beat me, and then the episode's over," sort of thing. So I was thinking probably Riddler
yeah, probably.
because I think like Mad Hatter or Scarecrow, that like tech isn't really their thing, really. So I guess I don't think
Mad Hatter?
Well, I guess
Tech is definitely his thing.
wait. Meant like like I meant like in like the TA and the TV sense, I guess. It doesn't really strike me as the one to know how to do that sort of thing. So so I guess we're Riddler. We'll see if Riddler in the next 22 episodes takes over the broadcast TV. Then if he does, I'll just be glad I don't live in Gotham and doing my job, because I'd be like, I don't know, man. They just fucking took over again, man. I don't know how they do this shit. It's your job to fix this shit, man. I just sit here and make sure, and just see that it happens. Like, what the fuck? At this point, what do you want me to do? If it's easy to take over the shit, what can I do?
Yeah. Yeah. Higher powers than myself can decide like of these things. Maybe, have you thought of maybe encrypting the signal? We don't have the budget for that. Well, then don't blame me.
This is why I'm glad the union's here, so at least they know it's not my fault.
There you go. Yeah.
You can't fire me if you're this, at least.
There you go. Damn it, we can't fire Adam with the Riddler hijacking. That was our one go-to move. Oh boy. Yeah, so the Batman and Batgirl are just kind of like we gotta handle Two-Face, so like stay here, kid, you stupid. I don't, he just says like, stay put. And so
I'll make you eat that rat later.
Yeah. You can saute it for all I care. So they take off, and Alfred's just like, don't worry, sir. He used to tick off Master Dick quite a bit. It used to drive him crazy. And that's when Tim just kind of looks over his shoulder and the Robin costume and just kind of goes, hmm. So Batman and Batgirl show up at the Janus Theater, and they start like, trying to take out like Two-Face and his guys. And like some of them are wearing gas masks, right? Like because of the toxic gas.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like that. Like his two goons or whatever, and yeah, because they don't just because I guess they want to show Two Faces. They don't put them in a mask yet.
Yeah. So yeah, Two-Face just kind of like all of a sudden just goes, "He's here," and like Batman just leaps out and like just starts like kicking ass, and so they're like starting to
My
like
Two-Face senses are tingling.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's a sixth sense and he's Two-Face, does that make it the sixth and seventh sense?
That makes it the 12th sense.
Yeah.
Because he multiplied it. Because that
Ooh.
makes sense.
12 senses. Talking about sensory overload. Yeah. So as they're like starting to, like take care of the thugs, that's when Tim is like arrived outside. He's like climbed onto like a roof of like a bus that's like on its way there, and he's got the Robin costume on. So you had talked a little bit about the Robin costume in the last episode. Yeah, you said you weren't a fan?
Sorry?
The Robin costume?
Yeah, when I saw it last time, like it didn't, it wasn't like as much of a shock that this time I saw this. So I guess maybe just because it was such a jarring change. I guess but I didn't, or maybe just because I was distracted by Batgirl's costume in this one. Yeah,
You needed a worse costume.
yeah. So I wasn't thinking about that. So yeah, it's like So I guess it wasn't bothering me as much in this one. I guess. I think it's more so just because it was such a jarring change from that in the last episode. More so than the Batgirl one being worse. But yeah. So but yeah, like but yeah. No, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, like it did. It's okay. But yeah, yeah. So I guess I've softened out on it some since the last episode.
I've grown accustomed to your face.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's it too. Yeah.
This isn't a duet. Yeah, so Two-Face's thugs are like fighting Batman and Batgirl, and I think like Two-Face manages to, like pull out a Tommy gun, and he's just about to take on Batman with it, and all of a sudden Robin enters and swings in, and just starts like kicking the crap out of these guys, and
Yeah, because I think at a couple months after they Batman and Batgirl show up, they see him show up outside in the Robin costume
Mhm.
and so he's just like, haha, he can't keep, or he says something effective like he can't keep me away, or this is I'm part of this, or rather he says something to that effect.
Yeah, and the entire time like he's calling him Puke Face,
Yeah,
which was like, yeah, okay, sure, why not?
yeah. It sounds like something like a 12-year-old to say about Two-Face. Yeah.
Yeah, so Tim is he's actually able to hold his own pretty good for a while. Then like Two-Face manages to just kind of like overpower him and gets like kind of held up by him, and he's just like yeah, you stupid kid. Like he doesn't recognize it's Tim, but he's just kind of like saying like, "Oh, you got a new Robin, eh?" Like, well, he's going to be, gone just as much as the other guy. It's like you don't even know what happened to the other guy. So, um he's about to, like kind of shoot at one of them, and all of a sudden Tim reaches and grabs Batarang, and I think he used it to like, how did he beat Two Face? It honestly like completely
I think he it does a like the boomerang effect on it. It comes back
right.
and hits him or something. But I think I remember it. He did the in this instance, it did come back again to him. Yeah. And
I just love like the one Batarang that actually works like a boomerang is the one that Batman lost.
it's like, see, Batman, this is how you're supposed to fucking use it, man. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Do a tiny bit of your training in Australia, man. What the fuck? Yeah, like, don't you know like everything there can kill you? It could have helped you out a little bit. Like,
A
what the
dingo ate your parents.
fuck? Now that's what happened to the second Robin. Is a dingo ate your Robin.
Yeah, it's maybe that's even better. I like that.
And then instead he could have, instead of the bat signal, you could have used the bat didgeridoo, and that would be better than figuring out it would have saved electricity. And then you see in Batman '89 instead like where instead of like where the one part where like you see like Batman's gonna come up and he's like sitting in his room and he stands up, you just hear like a didgeridoo going over Gotham, there's like this huge speakers and they just made people like shut the fuck up, go back to the light. At least we can get used to that and we can get to sleep after a couple nights. Like this is way too fucking loud.
That's good. Oh, and I almost forgot. Yeah, Batgirl, as the thing is getting ready to count down the explosive gas, she yanks out like no like bomb disposal training. She just yanks out the cords like 2 seconds away from it going off.
That's the red one.
It's all of them. I'm colorblind.
Actually, I think that was a plot point in the Shadow movie, like that I mentioned like a while ago with Ian McClellan, was that they got the end that like the bad guy in that was getting Ian McClellan to build a bomb for him so he could blow up I think it was New York or wherever the fuck city it was in, and that at the end of the movie they had like the plier like the clippers or whatever to defuse the bomb or whatever, and he's trying to decide which one it was, and he clips the wrong one, and he was colorblind and clipped opposite one that they said he was going to do because he said there was like the red or the blue one or whatever, and he clicked the wrong one and it worked and it defused the bomb.
That was funny. That was good. Yeah, so Two Face is just about to run away, but all of a sudden he's stopped by Batman, and you know, as they're just kind of like wrapping up the crime scene, Tim is just kind of like, see, we did make a great team. I was able to hold my own, and Batman just stares at him like with like glaring eyes, and just like, oops, like you're like you are in some serious shit. So that's when we cut back to Wayne Manor, where Bruce is, I guess, like in the interim, decided, okay, like you want to be Robin, I'll train you to be Robin. And he says, I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. You're going to give me 110%, and I make the rules. And like they're fighting in this like kind of American Gladiator
Yeah,
style,
yeah,
like
yeah,
jujitsu thing.
yeah. Remember Ace and Blazer? Yeah, yeah, I train them all.
Yeah. Luan Van Houten is cheating on Pyro with his enemy Gyro.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, I think and like rule number three or the last rule, I make the rules, and then you hear Dick or coming back, he's like, that last one is a real doozy or whatever the fuck he says or whatever, and then you see like Bruce like Dick. It's like you guys really need to fucking change his name, man. Like I start calling him Richard, or the writers are doing this on purpose.
Yeah. So yeah, we at least know that like Dick Grayson's alive, so like that's comforting. Like, but yeah, no, that was Sins of the Father, and yeah, we got ourselves a whole new Robin.
Yeah, so what would you give this out of five dead criminal fathers?
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5. I like that we got an origin story, and like it was nice to see like a different take on like Tim Drake, and like an amalgamation of like the story of Jason and Jason Todd and Tim Drake. And yeah, it was cool to see like a Two Face back, and the only thing I found was like it was a little too rushed, I thought. Other than that, I liked it.
I think I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 as well, because I think it was a decent origin story for Tim. And as I said, like if I have read stuff with Tim in it, I don't remember too much. So like his character should be fairly fresh to me, really, because I think my main Robin introduction to Robin was the animated series with Dick with that. So it's like the stuff I remember the most about Robin really is from that. So it would be good to have a different because as I've discussed earlier, there's like 5 or 6 different Robins. So it'd be good to actually for me to be more familiar with one that's not Dick. And yes, I did that on purpose. But yeah, I think I'll give this 3.5 out of 5 for this episode. Well, yes, that is the episode for this week, folks. Thanks for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series. And next week's episode will be, I didn't write it out, it'll be Cold Comfort. So we got another Mr. Freeze episode right away, even. So yeah, so I don't have to wait as long as we did from last time in between Mr. Freeze episodes. So that would be good, and it'd be interesting to see how much of the character their looks and stuff in it, because I don't think I've seen any pictures of him from for this part of the series. So I'm not going to look it up until that comes up. So it'd be interesting to see that next week with Cold Comfort. And yeah, you can follow us on Twitter/X at Beyond Backcast, on Instagram at Beyond the Backcast. We're on YouTube now at youtube.com/at Beyond the Backcast. Go us to check us Hey, go there, give us a check. Check us out there if I could actually talk correctly.
No, please give us a check.
Yes, yes, yes. Make it. Just don't fill in the numbers. I can do that later, and it'll be all good. And you can give us a rate, review, subscribe on there, or wherever you find your podcasts at Beyond the Podcast. It'll definitely help us out. And where can we find you on the internet, Braden?
You can find me at my podcast, Fandom and Folklore, where we talk about fantasy movies and TV shows and the fandoms that follow them. And if you want to find out more of Beyond the Backcast, go to our Instagram, click on our link tree, and you can find a link to our Discord, The Back Cave.
And then you can, you can also find our Twitch channel there. And I haven't streamed in a while, so the next couple of days I might do that after work because I'm working 7 days this week. I'll be streaming the Arkham series games is the idea at least, and then after that I might try out have the I think I have the Batman Lego game as well, and under one of my gaming people, so probably give that I might give that a little play as well at some point. So follow us on any of those, and yeah, you can follow me at SomeChunkman on Instagram. That's my personal account. And as I said, thanks for joining us in the Batcave to hear us talk about Batman the animated series at Beyond the Batcast. Goodbye, good chums. Kapow.